to the Vote Podcast, back again with another episode. I'm Q. Other side of the screen, we got my boy Keith. Like, comment, subscribe. Here to catch a vibe from the sideline to the headline. Let's get into it. Whoa, wait a sec, Keith. How was your weekend, bro? How was everything?
Man, it was good. Weather was decent, but I can't complain, man. We was good on the weekend. I ain't do nothing major, man. How about you?
Cool, bro. A little bit of homework. Work was good. But to get into it, bro, we got some stuff to talk about. Get something to the people and keep it going, man. So what we got for them coming out hot with it, bro. Come on hot with it.
Okay, now disclaimer. This is a different jersey. I want, for our viewers, I wear different still. This is not the same. Last week we had Antonio Brown, the greatest Steelers receiver of all time. This week we got TJ Watt today. I just want to throw that out there. Okay. First topic, man. Top 5 wide receivers. We kind of touched on this on the first episode, so we just gonna dig deep into it this week. You want to start that off, or you want me to go right ahead?
Go ahead, bro. You might as well start it off.
All right, top 5 wide receivers. All right, at number 1 for me is Justin Jefferson. Number 2, I got Jamar Chase. Number 3, CeeDee Lamb. Number 4, Mike Evans. And then number 5, I got Amon St. Brown.
Bro, give me an honorable mention, bro.
Honorable mention, A.J. Brown.
All right. As long as you put some respect on him some kind of way, that's all I was saying, man. So I want you to make sure you put some respect on my boy name. I'm going to go with mine. So first off, I got Jamar Chase. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of substance with it, right? Jamar Chase, I feel like he's that guy, go get the ball type kind of guy. I feel like he's fast, great route running. So that's my first one. Justin Jefferson, the same. But I feel like he ain't up there on Jamar Chase level yet.
I'm going to let you finish.
So that's Jamar Chase. Obviously, I'm going to put my boy AJ in there. Mr. Always Open. That's him. Come on, bro. Don't make them faces, man. Mr. Always Open. Then underneath of that, I got CeeDee Lamb. Then we're going to go with Devontae Adams. I just feel like, Devontae Adams, he still got it, bro. He's Haynes route running. He's just that dog, man. And then my honorable mention is Amon St. Brown from the Detroit Lions, bro. That's my top 5. So what you going to say, bro? Because your face saying it all.
Man, listen, man. Putting Jamar Chase over Justin Jefferson is disrespectful. It's outright disrespectful.
Now,
listen. Jamar Chase has literally had the same quarterback since college. I mean, he should be doing this. The chemistry's there. Justin Jefferson does this no matter who's at quarterback. He was doing it with Kirk Cousins, and he makes them all look like superstars. He got Sam Darnold paid. Come on, man. He got Sam Darnold paid. He makes anybody look good.
I like that. All right.
That's valid. Justin Jefferson, man, I compare him to a DeAndre Hopkins. He gonna do it regardless of what quarterback is with him. Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Putting Jamar Chase over him is downright disrespectful. That's all I'm gonna say about that, man.
I give you that. All right. I give you that one. That's a valid argument, dude. I give him that. So next, what we got next, bro? Next in the headline for him.
Next, man, Marlon Humphrey tweeted. He said, What division has the best pair of wide receiver duo in the league? What division? So we're talking about the whole division in totality, not just the team.
You gonna go first?
Okay, I'll go. My fault. So the division I chose to go with, it was the AFC North. NFC North was a close second for me, but I'm a homer. We're gonna stay with the AFC. The Bengals, I don't think it even needs to go into detail. You got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, 2 number 1 receivers on the same team. Then you got my boys, the Steelers. They haven't played a complete season together yet, and we still trying to figure out who going to throw to them. But you got George Pickens and DK Metcalf. Once again, 2 number 1 receivers on the same team. Then you got the Ravens. They got Zay Flowers. They got DeAndre Hopkins, or you can go Zay and Bateman. And I do think a lot with them, the quarterback they have makes that group just better than what it really is, personally. But you have DeAndre Hopkins and Zay Flowers. Then you got the Browns. They have Jared Jeudy. And I'll be honest with you, they ain't really got a number 2 right now. I think they still looking for it. But the AFC North, the 3 duos I named above them, that's enough to give them the best division in the NFL when it comes to the duos of wide receivers.
You're done?
Yes.
All right, bro. I don't know if that was a bias answer or what you wanted to call it or what you wanted to do with that. But hands down, the NFC North got the best wide receiver duo in the whole entire division. So I'm going to break it down to you. So we got the Packers, we got the Lions, we got the Bears, and we got the Vikings. Okay, so first we're gonna start with the Packers, right? They got Christian Watson.
Number 2. Go ahead. I'm just saying, man. The number 2.
The number 1. Then you got Jordan Reed. Is it Jordan or Jalen?
Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed, right? We're going to fact check that one.
Yeah.
I
think it is Jaden, though. I think it's Jaden.
Jalen, Jordan, one of them. It's Jay Reed, right? Then we got the lines. We got Amon St. Brown. And then we got Jameson Williams. Then we got, the Packers, the Lions, Vikings. We got Justin Jefferson. And we got Addison. Then we got, the Bears. We got DJ Moore. And we got, what's the Rook? Dunzu or Dunzi?
Yeah, his last name is
Dunze, the rookie, right? Yep. So they my top because I don't think nobody beating that division, bro. Anybody on that team they're number 1. Both of the teams got number 1s. The Packers are questionable.
Thank you. I would just, the Packers are very questionable.
The Packers are questionable, but all the other teams, bro, those number 2s could be number 1s on some of these teams out here in the NFL. So that's what I'm going for in that regard when it comes to that. Obviously, we already know. I know this is a little segue off of the script or not, but your boy, the Eagles, got the best duo in the whole entire league. I don't care division, team. It's the best, bro. Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. They number 1s, bro. Like you can put them on any.
There you go. Before the show, I told you that we probably would agree on that the Eagles got the best wide receiver duo in the league. But talking to you now and hearing that, and after what we just talked about previously, I had to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, that's the best duo in the league.
Please stop, bro.
That's the best duo in the league.
Keith, stop.
Okay. Hey, listen, man. You just put Jamar Chase as the number 1 best receiver in the league. So right there, that tells me you don't think A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith is better than him, right?
No.
Okay. All right. That's 1. T. Higgins is also a number 1.
I dare you say
Is Devontae Smith better than T. Higgins?
Absolutely. No argument needed.
Forgot a word. Absolutely not. Now, A.J. Brown.
Hold up, bro. You tripping right now. You tripping. I'm gonna let the people decide because you tripping, bro. Devontae Smith is better than T. Higgins without a doubt. Ain't no, bro. I dare you, Keith. You say T. Higgins is better than Devontae Smith.
For the people out there that's following us and have been watching us so far, he did this same thing on the last episode saying A.J. Brown is better than C.D. Lamb, and he did the same thing. Now he's on this week's episode, Devontae Smith is better than T. Higgins.
He is, bro. He's definitely.
It can be debatable. I think it's depending on what you want. T. Higgins,
Stop, bro. Just stop, please.
I don't know if I want to say Devontae Smith is better than him. I don't even know if A.J. Brown's better than T. Higgins. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. I don't even know if that's like clear cut. Yeah, I don't know if that's clear cut how you think it is. I really don't. Bro. T. Higgins has always had to share the load. He's never had a moment where as though it could always just be him. We could really see what he does. What we seeing right now is him sharing the load with top 2 receiver in the league. I don't know, man. I don't know right now, man. I done seen A.J. Brown take off some games, but I've also seen him go crazy for a good stretch of games. I think was it last year or the year before that we went on a 5 or 6 game stretch of over 100 yards or something like that. Yeah. I do remember that A.J. Brown did go on a good stretch with that, so he ain't no slouch. But do I think it's just clear cut he's better than T. Higgins? I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, Q. I don't know, man. I think your fandism is coming out for them birds a little bit. I don't know.
We go come back to that. We might have to do a separate segment for that one. But since we speaking about the Bengals, I'm happy them boys got their bag.
That was the next topic.
Jason Higgins, they deserved it. I'm happy the Bengals was able to make it happen. As the headlines and the reports were saying, like what that say about how they feel about their defense. It's kind of like they abandoned ship with the defense.
At this very moment, the Bengals said F that defense. Yeah, they did. That's exactly what they did. They said F that defense. I'm telling you right now, I don't think the Bengals, before I say this, let me just think of something real quick. I'm dealing with a lot of what ifs and hypotheticals. The Bengals are going to be fighting for the 7th seed. I do believe they will. That offense last year was scoring over 30 and 40 points, and they still couldn't make the playoffs. So to be better than that, your offense is going to have to go out and outscore everybody once again. Unless the defense just out of nowhere come alive. And it's been reported that Trey Henderson, there are teams out there willing to pay him. But the Bengals the asking price for him is so outrageous that teams ain't even touching him. And it is reported that he may be willing to sit out to prove a point until he either gets paid or sent to another team.
That's like a Hassan Reddick kind of move.
I don't know if I want to compare those two because with all due respect, Trey Henderson has led the league in sacks 2 times back-to-back.
Granted, yeah.
Hassan Reddick is a good talent. I don't know if I would put him on the same tier as...
No, I wouldn't either.
I don't know if I would put him on that same tier.
I agree with that.
But the Bengals, man, they have said, F the defense. We're going to go full throttle with this offense. And just to bring something to your mind, as I done some digging, and as you can see, people was already talking about over the internet, T. Higgins' contract, they screwed that man. Yeah, they screwed him. It sounded good when they announced it. It sounded good, but when you read the details of it, you should have took that 1 year fully guaranteed $26 million.
Yeah.
That I don't know, man.
I get what you're saying, because I think they said the first 2 fully guaranteed or something like that.
I don't think he has any guaranteed money outside of what? I think it's something he's guaranteed to get injured. I don't think he has guaranteed money in his contract.
I think I seen something like the first
check
2,
that, but
the 4 years, I think the first 2 is fully guaranteed, and then the last 2 is something like that. But yeah, we definitely got fact checked. But it was something like
right
that.
Now. Let's see. But I just don't understand that. Did they want to be together that much? Because Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they got good contracts. T. Higgins' contract sound like I'm gonna get this. I'm just gonna sign. It's a very team friendly contract.
Probably them last 2 years they gonna restructure that deal. That's probably what
they're gonna have to do something. Look, here we go. So look, he has a signing bonus of $15 million. This is for 2025. He has a $15 million signing bonus. Obviously, he has a workout bonus of $100K. His base salary is $13.8 million, and that's not guaranteed.
Wow.
2026, he has no guaranteed money in anything in 2026. So the only thing he got guaranteed was that signing bonus.
Right.
Just to put that in, and you know what I mean?
Man, in context, I get you.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the rest of it. He has no guaranteed money. Yeah, he got screwed.
Okay. All right. So what we got for him next?
All right. It has been reported that Cam Ward is the undisputed number 1 pick. To break that down for anybody that really don't know what we're saying, it's the Titans have the number 1 pick. They're selecting Cam Ward. It's not even up for debate anymore. It's like the draft starts at 2, not 1, because we know who's going at 1. Last week, we kind of both gave our thoughts on who we thought was the best quarterback, who we thought was going to go number 1. It seems like we have found our answer that Cam Ward is going to go number 1, unless there's some surprises. It was reported that the Titans were going to listen to trade packages or trades for Will Levis. Cam Ward, is he a franchise changer? He can be. Will he have a Jaden Daniels effect, like instant success? I don't think so.
We don't know.
I think it's going to be, I think for him, the Titans they have to really put supporting cast around him. Honestly, I think it's going to be a good 2 years. I'm going to give it 2 years to see the fruits of your labor, so to speak. I'm going to give it 2 years. Because right now they got Calvin Ridley, who really was frustrated and had a down year last year.
He was. He definitely was.
So,
he voiced that a lot.
I feel like if he has another year like that, there's a chance they ship him out or he forces his way out. The running back, they got Tony Pollard. He wasn't bad. I'm going to say an average. I wouldn't say he was above average. I'm going to say he was average for them for the running game. Their O-line definitely needs to be improved. Cam Ward's mobile, so that's going to help out too. But I mean, I like it for the Titans. I like it for the Titans. I'm not mad at it. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the draft, obviously. But I like that. I like Cam Ward going there and replacing Will Levis. You can't deal with that anymore. Like I said, that stuff Will Levis was doing, he was too up and down. Yeah, if Will Levis was more consistent, Cam Ward would not go number 1. But Will Levis, he was too inconsistent. He would have games to show you this is our quarterback, then he have another game to show you. We need to get rid of him immediately. What you thinking, kid?
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I'm curious to see what he will do in the league, but I'm not going to say it as if I don't believe it, but like these last couple of years, these rookie quarterbacks been coming in hot, bro. Like they definitely been putting up some solid seasons based upon what's been surrounded around them. Jaden Daniels, I wasn't expecting him to push the Commanders to the next tier. You got Caleb Williams. He was able to do what he could do with that horrible offensive line with the Bears. So I got high hopes for this class, more so for Cam and Shador, just based upon, what's been able to come out of the draft with the readiness of the quarterback position. So we'll see, bro. Like, I feel like they do need a quarterback, and then, and if the quarterback is the answer, because I don't necessarily.
Oh, no, they got a lot more questions other than that quarterback.
They do. They do. They could definitely use another wide receiver on the other side of Ridley. Then you could do questionable, conversation at the running back position. But we'll see, bro. Like, I can't wait for the draft. Like, that's where things is definitely going to be shaking up, because, that's when they do these magical trades. So that's when the Eagles picked up A.J. Brown in the draft. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it just be like certain things in the draft, you never know. Like the Titans might trade that pick for, you never know, like the hypotheticals that come with the draft. But we'll see, bro. But I ain't gonna say I disagree with that thought process. So, but what we got going on next for them, bro?
And next, the Lions proposed a new playoff method. It's a new rule for the playoffs. To sum it up, the Lions want to go off of your record versus the division. So your record will tell your seeding. So just put it in for an example. One division all 4 teams could go in the playoffs in one division if their record, supports it. But the Lions have proposed that they go off of the winning records for to place the seeding versus going off of division winners and so forth. I like it. I do. I like it. I remember one year where the Cowboys made the playoffs, and I think that division was so bad that I want to say this, maybe like 2-3 years ago, the Cowboys was 8-9, or it was something, something like that, where they didn't even have double-digit wins, and they went to the playoffs off the strength of them winning their division. So I like it. I don't really have any nothing bad to say about that format. And we're seeing it more and more often now, where you have division with about 3 teams with winning records. You're seeing that a little more often. And I think actually the Lions was what? Did the Lions have the number 1 seed last year? Or was the Vikings?
I think it was the Bears.
The Bears ain't have no number 1 seed last year.
Oh, number 1 seed. I'm thinking you're talking about the number 1 pick in the draft. My bad.
No, I think it was
my bad.
It was either the Vikings or the Lions. I'm trying to think. I think it was I can't remember, man. I really think it was the Vikings. I think the Vikings had the number 1 pick, and the Lions was the number 2. But hold on, Vikings, Lions, yeah, things like that. And Lions was a product of it. Lions number 2 seed. They had like the second best record in the NFC. But the Lions were a wild card team just off the strength of that the Vikings won the division.
How I feel about it, I do, but I don't, because I'm kind of up in the air. Like, I would try to give it a trial run. It's almost like I would try to pilot, like when you try to bring out something, you pilot, you do a pilot process to see how it'll work. I don't necessarily think that would work, because it's just like how they about to make changes to the college playoff. Well, they made changes to the college playoff, rules and all that type stuff. I don't know, man. Because I think basketball does it. They do the top 10 teams that go into the playoffs. There's no actual division type thing, if you want to call it. It's just the East and the West. It would be interesting to see how that plays out. But I just want to know how they're going to look at the history when it comes to because at that point, you might as well just get rid of the divisions. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Long-term wise, you would kind of, if
you might as well get rid of it. You might as well get rid of the divisions. It might as well just be, there should be no more AFC, North, South, East, or West. It shouldn't be nothing out of that. But I think with that, that'll get rid of the rivalries. I think that'll get rid of certain traditions within football that has always been there. Though it don't matter if the the Steelers lose to the Ravens or the Browns or the Bengals. Like, it won't matter. I don't think, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think that will go through, even though I get where they coming from. I get where they coming from. I just don't think that'll go through based upon like the history behind these teams with the rivalries, and then it's not to say that a team can't get in, because like some high teams get in the wild card and they still in the playoffs. You know what I mean? It's just all about like just being strategic on how it is that you're winning your games. And I don't know, bro. I think that's like the easy way out. Picking the top 6 teams, like that's the easy way out. If I'm looking at it, because that's going to get rid of the traditions. I mean, granted, I think at that point, the schedule, you'll be able to play every team not, I'm going to say every team, because it's only like 16, 18 games and it's 32 teams. So you won't be able to play every team, but you'll be able to play majority of the teams rather than playing your conference to each team twice the same year type vibes.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, bro. If that pass, I would love to see how that unfolds and like in real life to see like what that would say. I don't know, bro. We'll have to see how that go.
I didn't think about that till you said it, because essentially, like you said, I mean, I don't think it's going to pass. Personally, I don't. Get rid of I like the new format. I'm personally in favor of it. I don't think it's going to pass though. Because like I didn't think about that. Like you said, that's going to take away some rivals to a degree.
And to get rid of all of that.
Yeah.
And those wins won't really matter as much, because I feel like those wins matter more than some of the other ones, essentially, to a certain degree. So it's like, I like it, but I don't really necessarily like based upon like the structure of football. NFL, I guess like the rivalries only really become a rivalry once you in the playoff setting. You know what I mean? Because it's like once you get deep into, because like a regular season game in basketball it don't really mean too much. But when you get into that playoff field, that's when the rivalries build, when y'all playing, every year, essentially, So we'll see, bro. But what we got next for him, Brody?
All right, man. Next, we're going to play a clip. Devontae Smith gave his reference to who he believes is top 5 quarterbacks. We'll let y'all hear it for yourselves.
I don't think I'm hearing it. You heard anything?
Okay. Did you see that?
Barely. I didn't even hear it.
Okay.
We'll fix it. We'll make sure they see it.
So, in short summary, Devontae Smith was giving his comments on something Darius Slay said. Darius Slay said it's only a big 4 quarterbacks in the NFL. Obviously, in no order: Mahomes, Lamar, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Devontae Smith said he believes it's a big 5, not 4. And he put Jalen Hurts in that combo. And so that will lead us to say, who do we feel is the top 5 quarterbacks in the league?
So hold up. Before you get into that. Right. Oh, no, actually, go ahead. We're going to give them that, and then we're going to segue into what they had to say on the facility.
Okay.
Go on.
So, my list, the more I was thinking about it, the more it was changing. Undisputed number one is Patrick Mahomes, the baby goat. It's Mahomes, and then there's everybody else. No, I'm lying. It's Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and then there's everybody else. So Mahomes, Lamar, 1 and 2. At 3, I'm going Josh Allen. At 4, I'm going Matthew Stafford. And at 5, I'm going Joe Burrow. Patrick Mahomes, I feel like it's just all.
Give me your order. Give me your honorable mention.
Honorable mention, Jalen Hurts. Honorable mention, Jalen Hurts. It was honorable mention, Jalen Hurts. Mahomes, he's number 1. It's nothing to be said about that man. He hasn't gone nothing less since being a starter in year 2. He hasn't gone anywhere outside of the AFC Championship. So every year it's who's going to face the Chiefs. That's just how you got to look at it. Every year you start, who's going to face the Chiefs? Multiple MVP, Super Bowl MVP, multiple rings. He already got his all-pro. If Mahomes wanted to hang it up today, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I get that.
He's a Hall of Famer. Everything he's doing now is just icing on the cake for him. He's chasing Brady. Everybody else chasing him. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. And let me say this about him. I'm a Steelers fan, but I'm not going to hate Lamar. I like Lamar Jackson, actually. I just can't stand the Ravens or the fan base. Lamar, to me personally, the only reason he's not number 1 for me is because he doesn't have a ring. Once Lamar get a ring, to me personally, he will be the best quarterback in the league. And, like I said, if it wasn't for the rings, to me, it's not even close. This man should be a 3-time MVP winner. That award last year they gave to Josh Allen, that was a charity case. I'm not going to go deep into it, but that was a charity award. And,
he shouldn't have got that.
I don't understand how Josh Allen won that. They want to say, oh, he did it with lesser talent. This notion that Josh Allen had nobody, that's fabricated. It's a lie. Yeah. I personally, I don't agree with that. Lamar Jackson has done it time and time out with real less talent. The year he won his first time winning MVP, I want somebody to go back and tell me, outside of Mark Andrews, where are the rest of those receivers at? Some of them probably don't even start anymore. The people he was throwing to, outside of Mark Andrews, I want somebody to tell me, where are those receivers at now that he won MVP with? Like I said, Lamar just got to add that ring, and I think, the conversation with him and Mahomes is a little closer than what some think. Josh Allen, he's number 3. And honestly, I almost put Matthew Stafford over Josh Allen. I really did. I almost put Matthew Stafford over Josh Allen. Josh Allen, some call him the best dual threat quarterback. I don't give him that title. That title remains to Lamar, me personally, Josh Allen, he's number 3. Matthew Stafford, number 4, got a ring. He's been doing it. He just needed the right situation. And once he got it, they were this close in the snow to beating the Eagles. We were this close to having a Rams versus Chiefs part 2 again. Just saying, man, And then number 4 is Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow, let me tell you something about him. I call Aaron Rodgers the most overrated quarterback of all time. And to me, Joe Burrow, he's coming in close to taking that title, being the most overrated quarterback in the league. He's overrated. I've never seen a man get praised for beating Mahomes, because Mahomes is so great. So anytime Mahomes lose, you got to, we got to up the ante on that. I've never seen a quarterback get so much praise for going to a Super Bowl and losing. We're praising that because he beat Mahomes. You got people putting him over Lamar. Joe Burrow hasn't even won an MVP. I'm just saying, this man had a silver spoon since he came to the league. Not only do you give him Jamar Chase, who was his receiver at LSU, he walked into T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. That's what he walked into. You couldn't ask for nothing better than that. He walked into Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. That's what he walked into. But a shitty offensive line. And Joe Mixon. Oh, you said bad O-line?
Yeah.
Okay, do me a favor. Look up some of Lamar's highlights and his plays, and you tell me if their O-line was any better. Lamar makes that O-line better than what it really is due to his...
That's why he's above Joe. That's why he above Joe.
Exactly. But no, the point I'm making is Joe Burrow ain't the only quarterback out here with a messed up O-line. The Chiefs had a bad O-line, but some way, somehow, they always got into that AFC Championship or Super Bowl. It didn't get exposed to the Super Bowl, as we seen. But Mahomes hasn't had the best line. I'm just saying, man, Joe Burrow, and last year should have been a prime example. Yes, the defense was terrible, but there were games that Joe Burrow lost. 2 things can be true. He was also... Oh, let me say it like this. I know I'm scrambling everywhere. You don't get credit for digging us a hole and then digging us out. You should have dug us out the hole. You don't get credit for that. I'm just saying, man, this notion, man, that Joe Burrow is just so good and he's this and he's that, I think he's overrated. I think if you take some of that talent away, he becomes mediocre. He becomes something of Justin Herbert. I'm just saying, man. But that's just my take on it. What you thinking, Q? Who your top 5?
All right, so my top 5 is the top 4. So you got Patty, Lamar, Josh. I'm putting Joe up there, bro, because Joe definitely be putting in numbers and with keeping them in games because the defense can't do it. With a shitty offensive line, he's been able to keeping them alive. I think they almost made it to the playoffs last year. If they would, they probably was 1 game away. He do what he do, right? Then obviously I'm putting Jalen Hurts in there, bro. Like I feel like Jalen Hurts, regardless of people try to make the argument of he's been, he got all this great talent around him, but then he was talking about, he only had 23 passing touchdowns and all this type of stuff, man. My boy is top 5. He got a ring. He got some of the things that none of these other guys in the top 5 have. And guess what, bro? You gotta think about it. My boy has done something that these boys haven't done besides Joe. Bro, they beat the Chiefs, bro. They beat the Chiefs. And then we almost would have beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, if it wasn't for that pass interference call, or if you don't want to do the pass interference call, no, I don't think it's pass interference. It was holding on James Bradbury, or if Jalen didn't fumble the pick six. He was in the game.
You said Jalen fumbled, right?
Yeah, he fumbled in the playoff 2 years. I mean, Super Bowl 2 years ago, and they took it for a pick six.
So it's his fault.
We ain't getting into
It's his
that.
fault.
Stuff happens, bro. Stuff happens.
Stuff
but at
happens.
the end of the day, he outplayed Patty. Outplayed him both Super Bowls. Come on, bro. Like you can't sit here and tell me he's not top 5 when it comes to outplaying the person that we got being the number 1. Those other guys couldn't do it, haven't done it. They what the Ravens just lost to him, 17-10. I think it might have been last year. And did they play him? They did play him this year and they lost. I don't know, remember the score.
No, yeah, the Ravens, they lost. They played on week 1, right? You talking about the Chiefs,
still,
right?
Yeah, the Chiefs. But they be losing.
They lost.
They still be losing,
they lost.
bro. You feel me? So it's like for people not to put Jalen Hurts in the top 5, y'all gotta be out of y'all mind. Like just because my boy don't, we gotta stop looking at passing touchdowns and gotta start looking at total touchdown. Total touchdown. And then people gonna say, okay, the push tush. Okay.
Yo,
My thing is this, bro. My thing is this. Listen. You gonna let me speak? I'll let you speak, right? Let me speak. The floor is mine. Thank you. Bro, if we was to change the play caller to a passing play, bro, that'd be slam dunks in the end zone, right there on the 1 yard line. But why pass the ball? We could just push the shit. Like, come on, bro. Make it make sense. Why we go put the ball in the air? We could just run it in. Like, come on, bro. So that's my top 5. But the real thing that I want us to really get into, they kind of like pissed me off yesterday after I watched the video on, what was it, The Facility by Chase?
The Facility, for those to give it context for anybody watching that does not know what that is. The Facility is a show, if I'm not mistaken, I believe, it's Fox, right?
Might be Fox. I think it's Fox.
Yeah, Fox. You know, it got LaShawn McCoy, Chase Daniels, Emmanuel Acho, and James Jones.
So then Chase Daniels says some wild stuff out of his mouth. And you said some wild stuff too, because you had Matthew Stafford in your top 5, right?
Yes, I do. He's number 4.
Okay, so y'all out of y'all mind, right? So first off, right, I think Chase Daniels had put Matthew Stafford over Jalen Hurts, right? So I'm going to give y'all some context, right? He put Matthew Stafford over Jalen Hurts.
In what world is Jalen Hurts?
Bro, let me give you some context, bro. Give you some context, right?
I'm listening.
Jalen Hurts has only been in the NFL probably 5 years, I think. 4 years, I think, so far. 4 or 5 years. Like, fact check me, chat, put in the comments. About 4 to 5 years. It's made it 2 Super Bowls, bro, in 4 to 5 years. Matthew Stafford, bro, I don't even know why. You ain't see that?
I seen that.
You seen that?
I seen that.
I don't know how to have. The balloons just got the coming on the screen. Bro, Matthew Stafford been in the league for 16 years, bro. He's only been in the Super Bowl 1 time. Yes, granted, he was on the Lions, and they didn't have much anything for him. Once he went to the Rams, right? He had it. Match made in heaven, bro. So people will be saying, "Oh, Jalen Hurts has this great offense, this blah 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 blah." Yeah. Bro, you telling me Matthew Stafford didn't have the same thing? You have Aaron Donald on your defensive line when you won a Super Bowl. You have Jalen Ramsey's one of the top corners in the NFL. You got Odell Beckham when he was still Odell, a little bit of Odell, until he got injured in the Super Bowl. Then you had a prime Cooper Kupp who won the Super Bowl MVP for that game. And you about to sit here and tell me that that Matthew Stafford is better than Jalen Hurts?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Bro, y'all out of y'all mind, bro, because when it comes time to make it happen, Jalen Hurts can make it happen. And if you watch the 7 p.m. Brooklyn with Devontae Smith and talking about Jalen Hurts, bro, and just talk about the whole Eagle organization, bro, if we want to run the ball, we're going to run the ball. We're going to do what it does to make it, to get us the victory, bro. Because my thing is this, people be saying because he doesn't throw the ball, this, that, and the third, bro, we need to throw the ball. We're going to throw the ball. We did it against the Chiefs defense twice in the biggest game ever. So for people to keep trying to say, then my boy got the Super Bowl MVP. Like, come on, bro. This whole Matthew Stafford, then they try to say put Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts. Like, bro, y'all out of your minds. But wanna blame, but then they wanna blame and say it's the squad that he got. Like, come on, bro.
Is. Come on.
Come on, bro.
That.
You gotta stop, bro. You gotta stop, bro.
That.
Every quarterback that has won a Super Bowl has a pretty solid squad. Tom Brady has always had a solid number one receiver, if not a two, that he could dump it to, bro. You're not ready to see.
I agree with what you're saying, but we're not gonna set up in that. Like, every quarterback that has won a Super Bowl has had an offense like the Eagles. We ain't doing that,
bro.
We ain't doing that.
Come on, bro. Even when we won our first Super Bowl, bro, we had an offense, bro. We had Alshon Jeffries, bro.
Listen,
that was a solid
offense. Look at what we're talking about. He has the best running back in the league. It's not even close. You say what you want. It's not even close. He'd have broke the record.
That's not our fault. That's not our fault.
He would have broke the record if he did not get set.
That's not our fault. Listen, bro. Listen. It goes back to LaShawn McCoy's point, bro. You're gonna blame our GM to say our quarterback is not good because we utilize, bro. You seen what they got going on? What they got going on here, bro? But bro, we just got good GMs, bro, and Jalen is doing what he's supposed to do. Let me check. Chase Daniels, something wrong with him. I'm gonna just say that, bro.
Jalen Hurts,
because for him to try to put Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford over Jalen, bro, y'all gotta do better, bro.
Justin Herbert. I think that's pick your poison. Matthew Stafford is better than Jalen Hurts. Literally, I know you don't like doing this. If you switch Matthew Stafford and Jalen Hurts, you get the same result on the Eagles. You get the same result. Y'all gonna win the Super Bowl.
You get a better result on the Rams. Oh gosh.
No, you ain't doing that.
Yes, you do. Because guess what? You got a quarterback that now can use his legs. And don't give it to Sean McVay, the offensive wizard that he is. He going to dial some shit up that Matthew Stafford will never be able to do. Don't play with it.
Matthew Stafford can make throws and spin that ball in ways that Jalen Hurts.
He's not going to do that because guess what? We got a running back in the backfield that's going to do what he been doing. And Matthew, you ain't going to be able to see Matthew Stafford because guess what? Just like how people wasn't able to see Jalen Hurts, you ain't gonna be able to see Matthew Stafford because guess what? We got that dog in the backfield running it.
You know, this is
and guess what? And guess what? No. And guess what? When we went to the Super Bowl the first time, we didn't have that dog in the backfield. But guess what?
You lost.
Bro, come on, bro.
That's why you ran and got that dog right now.
Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
That's what happened.
Okay.
And then you had to run and get that number 26 from the Giants.
Okay. We didn't need him, bro. We had the game.
Y'all didn't need him?
We didn't.
Come on, Q.
We didn't. I'm not doing anything. He didn't need him. It was great to have him.
So I got a question. Do the Eagles win the Super Bowl without Saquon Barkley? I want your honest answer right now. Do the Eagles still win the Super Bowl without Saquon?
Okay, so you're saying when?
Oh, man, come on. You heard me.
Win or get to the Super Bowl?
Listen,
win the Super Bowl?
You heard
me.
Win the Super Bowl.
Okay, yes, we win the Super Bowl. No,
without Saquon?
We don't. Because guess what?
Okay.
I'll say this. I'll digress. Because the Chiefs had a game plan to stop Saquon, and they did that, but they couldn't stop the pass. That's all I'm going to say. Because their game plan was surrounded by Saquon stopping the big.
And make Jalen Hurts beat us.
And I agree. So that changes the defensive approach to us that game.
You probably don't even make the Super Bowl if it wasn't for Saquon.
All right,
bro. I'm gonna go there. You probably don't even make it.
Okay, that's fine. But we made it and we won. All right. But somewhere the Steelers ain't been in a while.
It's okay. It's okay, my brother. Because better times are coming, and I see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Man, whatever you say, bro. So what we got next for him, bro?
All right, man. You know, to top it off on our last topic, Jalen Milroe, Alabama quarterback. This kid ran a 4.37 as a quarterback. At a pro day, I may add, it was not at the draft. It was at his pro day. He ran a 4.37. You know, what's your thoughts on that? What do you? Does that up his draft stock, or do you still see the same in him? Like, does it make you look at him a little differently? You know,
not necessarily, bro. Because and the reason why I say that is He's a quarterback. We don't need you to run a 4.37 as a quarterback. It's nice to see that you could do that, right? But unless you're changing your position, that doesn't really do them any good. I mean, that's nice. I mean, just depends on what team picks him up. It might work out for him. Whereas though, you know how the Steelers, I wouldn't be surprised if Steelers pick him up. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Look, well, you know, Mike Tomlin and Kevin,
like how they was using
them. You know, we wanted to dine them. They had dinner, so
listen. That's what I'm saying, because how they always using Justin Fields. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all throw a little bit of 1-2 in there with Jalen Milroe. You know, so but I mean, I don't think it does anything for his draft stock, bro, because that's running. As a quarterback, we want to see what you can do with the ball. I don't want to see how fast you can run, because you know what I mean. Like, just what's his name? Tom Brady ran like a 5 something, but got drafted. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that don't do nothing, bro.
I mean, yeah, I'm with you. He's still going.
Probably later than that, bro.
Well, if he makes it to the 3rd round, I know my Steelers gonna get him. Then, if he is still there in that 3rd round, well, we definitely gonna get him. That's a steal. I don't think he make it to the 3rd round.
We'll see, man. This draft will be interesting. I think it's April 20th, April 21st, one of them days. But man, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna be tuned in. I know we gonna be tuned in, not just me. I know we gonna be tuned in.
You know, I don't know, man. We may do a live video with that, man. Watching the draft. Maybe, you know, you never know what we got in store.
That might be good.
Hopefully, you know, I'm always pushing for Shador to slide right on down that draft. That's what we pushing, you know, Shador to slide right on down to us. You know, that's what I'm pushing for.
We will see, man. So, but damn, man, we want to thank y'all, man, for tuning in, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for catching the vibe from the sideline to the headlines, man, from the Vote Podcast. I'm Q. Got your boy Keith. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Ambassador.
Y'all heard the man. Peace.